Now, health experts want us to count calories as well as units in that pint of beer or glass of wine. They say the number of calories in alcohol should be made clear on bottles and cans in the hope of persuading us to choose a less fattening tipple. A poll suggests 80% of us have no idea of the calorie content of our drink. As Dominic Hughes reports.
A well-informed drinker might just know the number of units of alcohol in their pint or glass of wine, but how many of us could say how many calories they contain? We asked some willing volunteers to arrange these 3 drinks and a donut into calorific order from highest to lowest. Give it a go.
I reckon that one first.
Red wine.
Red wine.
Donut.
The lager next.
And the red wine at the bottom?
Probably that the lowest.
In fact, the red wine has the most calories, the lager the least. Now, a UK-wide survey has revealed widespread confusion about calories in booze. Almost 90% didn't know or incorrectly guessed the calories in a pint of lager. And for a large glass of wine, the figure was 80%. More than 2/3 of people supported the idea of labelling calories in alcoholic drinks. Booze can be a significant source of excess calories. Now, health experts believe that listing calories alongside units of alcohol may help make all of us a little bit more aware of how drinking can contribute to us putting on weight. Dominic Hughes, BBC News.
So just how bad is alcohol for us when it comes to calories? Well, with me now is nutritionist and dietitian Nicole Berberian. Nicole, many thanks for joining us.
You're welcome.
You know, if you read a number of newspaper headlines over a space of 6 months, you will be told that let's take wine, for example, it's really, really good for you. The amount of calories in a glass of wine or a pint of beer has been compared to a donut. It's the same kind of calories. But of course, there's nothing about a donut that's good for us, is there? But we are constantly told in the headlines that wine, for example, can be good for us.
Absolutely. So we know, first off, we're going to say that everything in moderation is always going to be your top line. However, you did make a valid point. We know for quite some time that for some categories, and I just need to stress that, it's some categories of heart conditions, that it might be beneficial to have a small amount. But if you do have a heart condition, we do say now is not the time to start drinking. It's time to cut it down to a moderate amount. And bearing in mind...
So we can enjoy life then?
Of course you can.
You can have the odd donut, the odd glass of wine.
Of course you can. They all work together. But the important thing is that so far, up to now, we haven't known what the calories are in any of the alcohols we drink because there's no legislation for it. We've got all of the information now getting clearer and clearer front of pack on food, but we don't have that same legislation for drinks, which means that people just don't know.
Do you think, though, do you really think that? Do you think we just don't know? I mean, do you think we constantly need to be told everything that we buy in the supermarket has got X amount of sugar, X amount of calories, and so on? I mean, it does become quite depressing.
When it comes to drink, I can honestly say from my experience working with patients that people don't think about drinks in the same way they do food. And actually, we do need to think about it because drink doesn't work the same way as food does. When you eat, your brain knows you've eaten and you tend to feel full. When you drink, it doesn't actually stimulate the brain's satiety centres in the same way. So you could actually be drinking quite a lot more. And you know what? Alcohol also has a tendency to make you feel hungry and get the munchies.
Oh, well,
so you've got those two together.
All right, well, you've preempted my next question. Because what I was going to say is, OK, can we cut out the donuts then, and the fish and chips, and still enjoy the wine, knowing, I mean, this is one particular newspaper that I won't name, but these are the headlines it's brought us over a glass of wine over the space of the last 6 months, that a glass of wine is good for food poisoning, the brain, arteries, infections, particularly red wine, dementia, red wine, heart attack, for people who drink up to 30 units of alcohol a week, eyesight, moderate drinking of wine, and jogging, runners who drink moderately 2 glasses of wine a day have raised levels of good cholesterol.
They do. But
so the message gets really confusing.
Do you know what? There's little bits of truth in all of those, but that's not the whole package. Ultimately, yes, wine's got some good bits in it, alcohol's got some good bits in it, but a healthy diet has got all of those in it too. So getting it from food, generally, you're going to have a better profile than someone thinks, do you know what, I don't need to eat healthily, I'm just going to drink. It's not going to work the same way. Actually, you're going to end up with negatives in pretty much all of those things that you listed too.
All right, I'm not going to win this one, am I? Nicole, many thanks for talking us through that.
You're welcome.